For a trader to use any technical analysis or price action based manual strategy or optimized mechanical strategy with confidence, he or she needs to backtest it thoroughly. MetaTrader Strategy Tester is the best tool for backtesting, but it is limited in functionality. Holistic Order Manager is the only expert advisor best suited to work in Strategy Tester with its unique features. Technical analysis price action traders will be able to make most out of it. Mechanical strategy trader can enhance their trade outcome by fine-tuning their exit strategy using different trailing method based on different market conditions. But before we look at features and functionality of Holistic Order Manager in Strategy Tester, let's make sure few important points are clear. Let's open Strategy Tester. Click on Strategy Tester icon. It will open a window. Here, in this drop-down list, you have to make sure that you are selecting Expert Advisor because you are backtesting a Holistic Order Manager Expert Advisor. From this first drop-down list, you can select Holistic Order Manager.ex4 file. Then, in the second drop-down list box, you can select any currency pair that you want to backtest on. Here, I'm selecting Euro USD currency pair. Third drop-down box, you can select a different data modeling. Out of that, the very first one, every tick, this is the, if you select this method, this is the most realistic to the live trading environment. So we will click that to stimulate as close as a real market condition. On the right side, here you can select the time frame you want the backtesting to be done on. Right now, I have selected on M5 means 5 minutes chart. You also have to predefine a spread, the maximum spread you want to be calculated for buy or sell orders. Right now, 2 means 2 pip bid ask spread. The difference between bid ask is a 2 pip. Here there are few buttons on the right. The very first one is expert property. So for Holistic Order Manager, if you want to select a parameter list, you can define it according to your liking here. You can load also from a preset parameter list. I'm selecting this half and half. That means I want to split my phantom order from the very beginning into 2 half equal parts. Okay, I'm selecting OK. Down below, here you have to select use date. You have to define a date from which date to which date you want backtesting to be done. If you uncheck it, it will start from the very earliest data you have for currency pair Euro USD on M5 5 minutes bar chart. If you select use date, then you have to define the earliest date you want to start backtesting and the latest date where you want to stop backtesting. For backtesting using holistic order manager, it is essential that you use visual mode so that you will be actually able to place trade, monitor the trade in a live real mode. So make sure you have this visual mode checked on. This bar is, you can set up to select the speed. Right now we are keeping it a little slow to 30. Here in the skip to date, make sure that is the earliest date you have selected. The reason for this is, if by mistake if you press on skip to instead of starting and pausing button, if you click on this, it will skip to whichever date is defined here. We don't want unintentionally skip to the date where you don't want to go. After setting all these strategy tester settings, you can press click. As soon as you press click, it will open a chart with default settings. Here this chart is a bar chart with green candles, green bars. I usually like red and green candlestick chart with a black background with 21 period exponential moving average. In order to have that chart, I have to select appropriate settings. Let's do it. Here in the templates, I have a predefined templates HOM plane. As soon as I click it, it will bring my default settings. Now, I also like fractals displaying on my chart. For that, I need to install an indicator. Click on the indicator list, go under customs, and I can select HOM up down fractal. As soon as I click it, it will display fractals on the chart. Just a quick brief explanation about fractals. All the down fractals are either magenta, red, with two different kinds of arrow size, and all the higher fractals are green or lime color. The magenta color shows that this is a new low. It's a low fractal. Whereas a red small arrow indicates a new lower fractal. Here you can see that in a downswing, this is the first lower fractal, which is in magenta, and the newer lows are indicated by red candles, red arrows. Large, bigger red arrow is extreme fractal. Extreme fractal is a fractal that has a higher low on both sides. Here there is one higher low to the left and one higher fractal to the right, and each fractal has two bars higher on each side. Here 1 and 2. Same way, For higher fractal, there are two lower high bars on each side. Here also, green arrow indicates new high, and every new high are indicated by a lime color up arrows. The bigger size up arrow is an extreme fractal that has two lower fractals on each side. So I like this fractal to trail my stop loss. But the most important indicator that you need on your chart for a smooth execution of holistic order manager in strategy tester is a custom indicator called HOM sync tool. You must have this sync tool indicator running in strategy tester. All the parameters you can keep it default except the first one. The first parameter, link this indicator to expert advisor. In a strategy tester, you have to make sure that this one is true. Press OK. Now I like this setting. If I want to use this chart every time I run a strategy tester, then I can save it as a template with a template name tester. Otherwise, every time you open strategy tester, it will bring up a plain bar chart without any indicators. So let's save this template. Save template and give it a name tester. So this tester template will be launched every time as a default template for strategy tester. Save it. Now we can make sure by relaunching the strategy tester. Right now you will see that this chart is running a strategy tester in a strategy tester mode. That you can confirm by a visual in the top bar. Let's stop this strategy tester and close this window. Let's try to run strategy tester again. Click on strategy tester. It will open the strategy tester window. I have all these parameters set up the way I like to test, to do backtesting. As soon as I click start, it will launch my template the way I like it. Now you will notice that the strategy tester has loaded the chart with the latest bar on July 13th, 2017, midnight, 0 hours. If I want to skip to a specific date and or time, I can do that by defining that date and time in this text field in a particular format, like 4-digit year dot 2-digit month dot 2-digit date space 2-digit hour colon 2-digit minutes. Now you don't have to have the specific numbers, but you have to make sure that they are all separated by dot and the time is separated by colon. So let's say if I want to go to 2 a.m. on 7:13 and stop it there, then I can enter 02 colon 00 and press go to button. And when I start the strategy tester, here you will see it's moving. I can even run it at the fastest speed and it will stop at 2 hours, 2 o'clock. Here let's confirm. Here at bottom you know that it stopped at 2 a.m. I want to place a trade. Here prices are ranging and getting tied into this small ledge. I want to buy if the price moves above high of this bar, this fractal. Whenever I want to do any buy or sell decision or make any trade modification, it's always better to slow down the visual mode. So I'm slowing it down right now and running it again. If I want to place a buy order, I can simply go to the price level where I like and press control key and click. It will lay out order entry controls. I want my phantom stop to be below this low and my first target above this high and the second target further above that. I want to place this order. If you want to do that, you can simply press OK and a phantom order is placed on Euro USD chart. The limitation of strategy tester in MetaTrader is that you can only run your expert advisor on one currency pair. Currently, right, it is Euro USD. You cannot place trades on GBP USD or USD JPY. That is the limitation. So you can backtest only on one currency pair. Now let's speed up a little bit and see whether it places a trade, buy order or not. Here we can keep our orders visible because we're going to keep changing very frequently. So let's select this phantom order. As soon as this price goes above here, it will place a two trades with the equal size, one with this target of 1.14800. Here it has placed both the orders. There are two orders, order number 1 and 2 with magic number 0 on Euro USD pair. Now let's open this order. Here you can see that I have a trailing stop method of manual. That means I will move my stop loss manually. But if I want to change that trailing method to fix 100, means, let me pause it. Fix 100 means I want to trail my phantom stop a fixed distance from the latest top. For buy order, every time it makes a new high, my uh, my stop loss should move also right behind the new top. If I want to do that, I can define the pips in the distance in points. 100 means 10 pips. As soon as it makes a new high, this phantom stop will trail right behind it. Let's make this change. So now for this order, I want my new trailing stop to be with a method fix 100. Here you will notice that as soon as it makes new high, your phantom stop is moving further. Let's speed up and see how it works. Here you notice that it's trailing right behind it. Let me slow it down. Let's say if you want to pause it after each new bar, you can pause the strategy tester. This is a very useful feature which is not available in MetaTrader. Right now here it shows M0, that means it won't pause, it will keep running the strategy tester. If I have a data on a 1 minute chart, then I can stop it in between this 5-minute bar. It will stop 5 times between this one bar. If I don't have a data on 1 minute chart, then it will stop on a 5-minute chart, which is the current chart. Let's check it. If I press one time, it will change it to M1, means pause at every new bar on 1 minute chart. You will notice that it won't stop when it goes to the next bar. The reason is I know that I don't have a 1 minute chart data until 6 AM on 14th July. So it won't stop. But if I press again, it will change it to M5. That means on a new bar on 5 minutes chart, it will stop and pause the strategy tester. See here, you will notice that it has paused. Here, now you can slow down the visual mode and make any decisions if you want to move your stop, or let's say if you want to change your hard stop, you can change it and start again. As soon as you do that, this will change and you can do any modifications. If you want to pause again, you can do it manually here. Otherwise, on a new bar on 5 minutes, it will automatically pause for you to make any decision. You will notice it will stop on next bar. Now if you want to remove this temporary stop, temporary pause, while it is running, you can press shift and click on the same button. By doing that, it will reset it to M0, that means do not pause. Let's speed it up. Now right now you will also notice that for this order, second order, your stop is right here, right below this low. as we have a manual setting. It will only change, let's say I want to move it at a break even phantom stop, I can change it. But this won't change again when we are on this first order. Here you will see this will keep going up. Let's observe until this order gets closed. This price is moving smoothly above this moving average, exponential moving average on 21 bar. See, as soon as it makes new high, your phantom stop is trailing behind. So some trader might like to use this kind of stop method. If you want to trail behind, let's say 15 pips, you can put 150, that means 150 points behind. Or here is stop, let's pause it. So price has fallen down more than 10 pips and holistic order manager has automatically closed your order number 1 at a phantom stop. Now let's slow it down and run it again. We have one more order. Let's open it. I can change it to a different kind of trailing stop method, which is ASC 21 on M5. In ASC 21, M5 is a simple moving average based on close trailing stop. Let me explain each later that you can customize. Here in this trailing code, A means moving average. The second letter F means simple moving average. You can replace it by any other letter. The allowable letters are E means exponential moving average. You can have M means smooth moving average, or W means L means linear weighted. The third letter indicates on which price you want the moving average. C means close. You can replace this letter by any of these available values. You can have simple any of the moving average based on open. O means open price. H means high price. L means low price. M means median price. T means typical price, and W means weighted. You can know about all these different settings in moving average indicator. The next letter the next two letters right now in that code is 21, is the number of 21 means number of bars. You can have any number. Bars means 8 bars moving average. You can have 50 bars moving average or 200 bars moving average. You can define that. The next thing after that, separated by dash. This code has two parts, that is separated by a dash, and this format is required. If you want a moving average, you have to define the second part also. The part after dash here is M5. M5 means 5 period bar chart, 5 period chart. You can have other standard chart times like M1 for 1 minute chart, M15 for 15 minutes chart, M30 means 30 minutes chart, H1 means 1 hour. You can have H4 4-hour chart. You can have D1 means daily chart, W1 means weekly chart, and N1 means monthly chart. You can use any of these values if you have data for the chart. So right now on this chart, I want my second order to trail behind 21st period exponential moving average. Let's start the paused chart and drag and drop. This will change my trailing stop method from manual to trailing behind simple moving average based on close of 21 bars on 5 minutes chart. Right now, if you notice that my phantom stop is here, as soon as the new bar starts, it should go below this moving average price. The phantom stop should move here. Let's see what happens. You will notice that the phantom stop, which was at a break-even price, has moved 1 pip behind the latest 21 period moving average price. So this way, let's speed it up a little bit, and you will notice that this price will keep moving as the new price of moving average comes. See, it has moved to a new price level. As soon as the current bid ask price falls below phantom stop, it will close the order. Okay, pause it. Let's pause it. It has closed right at the phantom stop. Now, let me set the pause for a 5-minute bar and try to place a sell order. Let's move one more bar, another bar. All right, it's pausing, it's pulling back from this latest highs. Let's place a sell order below this bar to see different trailing methods. I'm pressing Control and click. It's displaying the entry controls. I want to move my stop below 140, let's say, below this low, and I want to place an order. Press OK. It will create a phantom order. And we can speed up the backtesting. You will notice that two orders were created. Let's open this first order and slow it down. As we have 5 minutes pause on a new 5-minute bar, it has paused the strategy tester. Now here I want to use another trailing method that you can use, which is behind bar. If I want to trail behind, let's say 3 bars, and let's say this is 1, 2 and 3. The highest of these 3 bars, my phantom stop will trail behind that. When another new bar prints, the highest value of the 3 bars, the phantom stop will trail behind the number of bars specified. That trailing method code is behind bar 3 on M5. BBR means behind bar. 3 means 3 bars. I want my phantom stop to trail behind latest 3 bars, high or low, on M5, means 5-minute chart. For this trailing code, both parts are required, which are separated by a dash. If you make any kind of mistake, it will give you an error message. You have to correct it in a right format. Let's run it again and change the trailing stop to this. So now for order number 3 with phantom number 1, the trailing method is BBR 3 on M5. So holistic order manager will trail the phantom stop right behind when there are new bars created. Also, concurrently on this next order, I want to change my manual stop to behind fractal 1 on M5. BFR means behind fractal 1 on M5. Right now, for a sell order, this is the top fractal, the latest top fractal. My stop should be above this fractal. When a new bar creates and this becomes a new fractal, my stop should move from here to here. So let's change it and make it effective. Let's speed up a little bit. When the new bar prints, you will notice that this phantom stop will move behind the new fractal. As soon as the new fractal printed, it has moved your phantom stop behind one peak of that fractal. And as I have 5 minutes stop, it has paused. Let's start it again and remove this pause by pressing shift click. It will reset it to M0, means no pause. Now when there is a new fractal created on the chart, my phantom stop for this order will move to new price level. Let's see what happens, what's going on in this order number 3. The latest 3, you will notice that there are 3 bars, 1, 2 and 3. The high of these 3 latest bar is here. So my stop has moved 1 pip behind that. As soon as you will see a new bar printed with a new low, the phantom stop should move behind this. Let's watch it. Let's speed it up to the maximum speed and see what happens. Okay, it has moved down below. The prices are falling fast. We are just testing and seeing different trailing method. So let's move this stop all the way below. And for this order also, let's see, move this phantom stop profit target way below. So we don't have to worry about it. Let's speed up. This will be a new fractal. The phantom stop has moved right above it. Let's see what is going on for behind bar 3. Now in the behind bar 3, here these are bar 1, 2 and 3. It has moved right above that. In the calculation of behind bar, it is ignoring the inside bars. It's not calculating it. You have noticed that it has moved to new price level. On every new bar, it calculates the latest 3 bars. If you want to trail behind 2 bars, you can do BBR2 on 5 minutes chart. If you want to trail behind 15-minute bar, you can do behind bar 1 on M15, means behind the latest bar on 15 minutes chart. Here this bid price hasn't touched the price of 1.14080, so your trade is still on. So some market environment, like smoothly moving market like this, traders like to trail behind a fixed number of bar or behind a moving average or behind fractals to stay in the trade as long as they can. They can set up the trailing method to their strategy requirement and market conditions. Let's move this further down. You don't want to get stopped out. Okay, our order number 3 got stopped out. Let's see what is going on with order 4. Our phantom stop is behind this fractal. If a new fractal gets created, it will stop. It will move our phantom stop behind the fractal. Okay, so it has moved behind this latest fractal and we got stopped out. Let's pause it. Now, right now we are on 13th July. Let's say if you want to skip to a different date and time, you can do that by specifically defining it here in this text field, like 2017 7/14. I want to go 2 a.m. Then I can explicitly define date and time. Let's try it on. And if I say go to, then the strategy tester will run at the maximum speed and should stop on July 14th at 2 a.m. on the chart. Let's see whether it pauses or not. Now I have data on a 1 minute chart from 6 a.m. on 14th July. So we can test chart strategy testers stopping 5 times on 1 minute charts in a single 5 minutes bar. So here it's going to change the date from 13th July to 14th July. It won't stop at midnight if you do it by skip, but it will go and stop at 2 a.m. Here you will notice that it has stopped at 2 a.m. Now let's slow it down, and here if you want to do M1, it won't stop. Do M5 and it will stop at every 5 minutes bar. Let's keep it to 3:15. Press go to and start strategy tester again. Okay, it's 1 bar again. Okay, here's the pin bar. I want to place a buy order here, so we can slow it down, and by pressing Control key above here, I can move phantom stop behind this and place an order. So right now, if the price moves above this price level, it will place a 2 buy orders. Alright, we have both buy orders. Let's move the profit targets way out, as we are only concerned with the stops. For this order, I have to start the strategy tester. Okay, and for this also, second order, I want to move it to 150. Okay, let's test 2 different trailing method for these 2 trades. For order number 5, I want to trail the phantom stop behind fractal 2 on 5 minute chart. So now my phantom stop will trail behind the two fractal behind on the latest chart. Let's change for this order. From manual, I want to change to behind extreme fractal BEF 2 on M5. Behind extreme fractal. Behind extreme fractal means this is the first extreme fractal and this is the second extreme fractal. So if my price is here, my stop should be behind this. If I get a extreme fractal here and another extreme fractal here, my phantom stop should move right below the latest two extreme fractal. Let's save it and remove the pause by pressing shift click. Let's speed it up and see what happens with this order. Here it is behind fractal 2. So right now my phantom stop is behind this fractal. It should move. This is the one fractal. As soon as we get two fractal, phantom stop should move behind this fractal, the lowest of two fractals. See here, this one and this one. As soon as this new fractal has created, phantom stop is moved behind 1 and 2, the lowest of the two fractal. As soon as this fractal has created, it is the lowest of the two fractal. Price is behind that. Let's see how it trails. Again, it has moved behind these two fractals. And as the price fall below the second fractal, Holistic Order Manager has closed the order. Now let's see what happens on this second order. My phantom stop is behind this extreme fractal. You have noticed that it has been moved to the latest price behind two extreme fractal. This is one extreme fractal and this is second extreme fractal. Both have higher lows on each side. So the phantom stop is behind lowest of two extreme fractal, 1 and 2. Now if there is another new extreme fractal then above here, then that and this one, the lowest of these two, will be the new phantom stop. So you can use this trailing method if you want to remain in trade for a very, very long time, as extreme factors will hide all the noise in the current price moving up and down. So you are keeping your phantom stop at a safe distance away from the current market prices. Right now there is no extreme fractal created yet, so the price is still behind here. Now current chart is past 6 a.m. So I do have 1 minute data, so we can check whether it stops on every 1 minute chart or not. Let's press M1. It has stopped. If I start the strategy tester again, it has stopped at a first minute bar. It will stop 5 times in this bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you want to make any decisions based on 1 minute, then holistic order manager can make all the decisions. Even though your chart is on 5 minutes or 50 minutes, it can make trading decision, trailing stop decisions based on 1 minute chart, 50-minute chart, or half an hour chart. Here, let's change the pause to 15 minutes. It will now stop at 15 minutes. Here it is at 11:45. If we start it, the next it has to stop at 12 noon. You will notice it has stopped at 12 noon. Now if I make it to M30, the next time it has to pause it around 12:30. See, it has stopped at 12:30. Same way, if I move it to H1, now it will stop at 1 p.m., then 2 p.m., like that. Meanwhile, if a new fractal gets created, this becomes new extreme fractal. So it has moved the phantom stop. Holistic order manager has moved the phantom stop behind two lowest of the two extreme fractal, 1 and 2. And also here you will notice it has stopped at 1 p.m., 13 hours. Next time it will keep moving until 2 p.m., 14-hour bar. See? Now let's reset the pause settings and see how this phantom stop gets trailed. Current phantom stop is at 1.1406. The price is moving fast in our trade direction, but your phantom stop is still at very safe distance away from current price. So as the price has moved very fast away from the phantom stop, we would like to give a more wiggle room for price to bounce back and forth. If a new this fractal turns into an extreme fractal, means two higher lows on each side, then phantom stop will move behind this fractal, the lowest of two extreme fractal 1 and 2. Yes, it has moved from 1.1409, it has moved to 1.1412. Same way, if another extreme fractal gets created, then it will move below the lowest of two extreme fractal. Holistic Order Manager is the only expert advisor on market that can run two separate instances, one in a live demo account and another in a strategy tester concurrently without interfering with each other. So let's see. Here, this expert Holistic Order Manager expert advisor is running in a strategy tester, that you can know that the chart is running in strategy tester by looking at this visual. But we also have another window, another chart. Let's click on that. Here you will notice that there is one instant of Holistic Order Manager running on that chart. If you open the menu here, you will notice that there are three live orders running, each in Euro USD, GBP USD and USD CAD. Even you can place another phantom order. Let's say I want to place a sell order behind this. You can do that. If there are phantom orders, so it will, Holistic Order Manager will monitor live orders as well as phantom orders in the live or demo account. And on the side, let's say in the slower market, you want to move and do a strategy testing, you can do both concurrently in one instant. So you don't have to open two different instances of MetaTrader trading platform and have multiple instances of expert advisor running. You just need maximum two instances. Let's speed it up. Now this is one extreme fractal. As soon as another extreme fractal gets created, phantom stop should move further up. See here, the lowest low of two extreme fractal stop, phantom stop has moved below that. Also you will notice that the hard stop moves a fixed distance behind phantom stop. So in worst case, if Holistic Order Manager is unable to close at phantom stop price, your trade will get closed at your hard stop, which is in the broker's platform. The phantom stop has moved behind the lowest of two extreme factor. It has moved further up behind the low of these two. It has moved below these two lows. And finally, the price is falling down below and it has closed the trade. So this is how you can use these different trailing methods. They are all customizable according to your trading strategies requirement, and you can use that any of those trailing methods in your backtesting, in strategy tester, or in your live or demo account.